300. What's the deal? It's your folks, Shaka, urban philosopher. Wanted to share my thoughts with y'all real quick. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get this out of the way about this whole high value man thing. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Now I do want to say first because I believe the dude Kevin Samuels must have got some TV plug or something like that. He's gonna be on TV or something. Good for him. But you got dudes talking about, yeah, show receipts, show the results and things like that. And I just want to say this, like, receipts are not needed over here. I don't need no more receipts than I have and that I have spoken on. We come on here to share information, and that is all that we have came on here to do. Okay, and at the end of the day, we expect Kevin Samuels to be an entertainer, as I've always said before. So that doesn't validate him anymore than he was validated before. So one of our problems as a community is we look to entertainment for information on how we should go about our lives. So, we're going to continue to critique his information for educational purposes whenever, we kind of see fit to do so, because that's what this is about. But we're going to go ahead and talk about this high value man and why he's just not in demand today. He's not the man of today. Now we're speaking in reference of relationships, right? Because this is where the point of focus is when it comes to what is being talked about today. And so when we talk about solutions, it's clear that, there's really no point in talking about the so-called high value man. But number one, he's too external and outsourced. Point blank period. Things turn out better oftentimes when they come from within, okay? And they are not externally outsourced. Like when you look at products, for example, when you gotta outsource all of the pieces and parts and things like that and the components that make the product what it is, it's less likely to be of value, okay? Kevin Samuels' high value man is dependent 100% on external things, you know what I'm saying, including the cooperation from the woman. She got to give him the opportunity to lead. She got to do this. She got to do that. He doesn't believe at all in the philosophy of osmosis, And I just think that that's the number one thing. There's so many ways for things to go wrong when a man is not dependent on his inner masculine virtues first. You know what I'm saying? And also the Most High, which the Kevin Samuels never speaks on. I don't believe that he's a man of the Most High, but that's the number one thing. Now the number two thing is the high value man doesn't resolve any of the problems, okay, in modern times. Okay, this is why, he says that he speaks for the high value man, and so this is why the high value man is always sitting around arguing and complaining, because he's not the solution. Very little of what the high value man has to offer is compatible with modern women of today. And primarily, the main factor here is because women are able to secure their own opportunities and finances, okay? This puts the high value man, for the most part, on the sideline, okay? This is the reason you don't really hear much about how the high value man goes about sustaining and maintaining a relationship, okay? They don't really have a clue, all right? And as Bill Cosby said, the proof is in the pudding. We see this, okay? Got a whole community built on so-called high-value men complaining about women. Okay, it's really a simp perspective because, as I told y'all, the simp believes that he is complete based on external things, such as his job, money, clothes, who he's associated with. You know what I'm saying? Who need him? You know what I'm saying? So if the woman just cooperates, all the problems are solved. Okay? All right? That's how he looks at it. Okay? It's not based on his inner masculine virtues, as I stated. All right? And so number 3 is pretty much over the top, and it does not apply to the average modern man at the time. Just some of this stuff kind of ties in. But point blank period, man, you do not need to have a network of 50 people with 10K a month to have a successful relationship today with a top tier woman. A top tier man with a top tier woman, a top tier relationship. You don't have to have those things. Okay? You're more likely going to be required more to know how to be more creative in these times and understand certain dynamics and things like that between the man and the woman. Okay, you're more likely to have more value by knowing the ways of the metaverse and technology today. You know how to navigate technology, how to utilize it to improve your relationship, your life, and things of that nature. Okay, what do you know about having your funds that you do have tied into finances of the now and the future, cryptocurrencies? You know what I'm saying? These are they? I don't know which ones they are. I think they say they NFTs and things of that nature. You know, there are different things today that make you a man of value versus yesterday. Okay, in the age of information. All right. You see, they promote the bedrock nonsense because many of these men are insecure and they lack, you know, inner masculine virtues, as I stated. You know, the high value man in a relationship, he wins by way of deprivation, you know, which means he maintains the relationship by way of the woman taking a back seat and in turn depending on the man to be the full investor of the situation. Okay, number one, the woman, she's not gonna have as high of an interest in it because she's not playing a role in it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost kind of like, you know, when somebody is driving you somewhere, right? You're in a car. You don't care as much about the direction and where y'all going and things like that when you're the passenger versus the driver. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of the reasons why it fails, and it has failed. But also because of this, an extreme amount of resources is required in order to make it work. This is why the ridiculous 10K a month, something that the average man just in these times don't even make, no matter what, you know, especially between so-called white and black men, you know, as we can see, you know what I'm saying, it has not worked in the past either. It has left men broke, upset, turned into Kevin Samuels. Y'all see the results. You know, it's just an imbalanced thing. You know, one person playing while another sits wayside. Today in the time we are living in, well, I got that mixed up. We are living in a time when women are not only grabbing their own opportunities, but they also are in demand. You know what I'm saying? In areas like coding, entrepreneurship, social media, nursing, etc. You know, the women of today want to be the woman that they were meant to be, a participant and partner in the situation. Okay, and men who understand this do not find themselves, you know, breaking their back to sponsor and enforce bedrock failures. Okay, that's the high value man, not the top tier man. You know, They're coming into the situation fully capable, the top tier man coming in fully capable of taking care of himself with whatever attributes he have to combine with the woman. Okay? It's social alchemy, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And social math as well. You know. The validation is really just based on what comes of that. You know what I'm saying? But number 4 is it lacks integrity or any universal understanding. And I guess what I say about that is there's not a group of people that is all on the same page with it. You know, you always got guys, and I wouldn't say that that's the fault of the person who's the spokesperson for it, because there is a situation where a lot of so-called black men have a hard time with just standing behind what another brother has to say, even when they know that it's the truth or whatever. You know, they'll do things like they'll speak the turn to get in the conversation, but they'll say things like, you know, it ain't the same. Not all high value men are the same. And they'll do stuff like that. But that's pretty much how it is. And even when Kevin Samuels spoke on it himself, he said that, you know, this is just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? If you got a different take, that's your opinion. He wasn't like, no, I stand on this, and this is what men need to apply in order to change their lives. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just kind of like where it's at, you know, and everybody has kind of like spoke on it and things like that. And it ain't really been a stand or a standard behind it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just, you know, number 4. I believe we on. Number 5 is, you know, the spokesperson hasn't been a good look for the campaign. You know what I'm saying? As I've said before, what value is Kevin Samuels' high value man philosophy when he cannot depend on the very network and group he claims that he has to back up and even improve the information? You know, that's what the network and high value man network that he has is in part for. You know what I'm saying? They are a unit, supposed to be a circle over there. And when Kevin Samuels has been busted several times from stealing from, you know, his info from, you know, a lot of people of which, you know, have been critical of his information. I mean, you know, that alone is kind of like a bad look. You know what I'm saying? And I would just say that, you know, and then, I mean, just kind of like everything else, when you look at kind of like, you know, some of his past. Now, a lot of people will say, people look at him as somewhat suspect and slave because of candles and stuff. Nobody, at least me, I don't judge no man for being that way, because he like candles and colognes and stuff like that. But certain other things and how you go about doing things, you know, it could be questionable. I mean, questionable enough for us to ask, like, how are you the spokesperson for what the so-called man of today is? And so I'll just go ahead and leave it there, y'all. Those are my reasons. I will be releasing another video here in the future about why the top tier man is the man of today, okay? But go ahead and comment below, like or dislike this information. But most definitely hit the sub button and the bell, because I'm going to drop something that you're going to like, all right? It's your folks, Shaka, the Urban Philosopher. I'm out. It's 300.